is. This is composted horse manure with, like sawdust and wood chips in it. I planted white onion sets around here. Radishes through here. Cantaloupe. Cucumbers. Bush beans. And then there's corn in the back half. Here. And in the corn there's parsnips in between down low. And then the bush beans are across the front, green beans, the bush variety. And it should look like a full garden when it grows in. It should be pretty cool. We're gonna try it. This is straight up compost, nothing in it. I'm just gonna cover that with an inch or so of soil now, water it in. Today's like May 5th or 6th. Have all these filled with compost also. This is straight up compost. I planted some mint that grew in the wrong spot. I ripped out, planted in that little green square one there. See how that grows. And then this one I planted some fingerling potatoes in. And I'm going to throw in there some cantaloupe seed. Let the vines grow out of the potato pot too. It's not going to hurt anything because the vines are going to come out and grow down the bank here. But I went to a local horse farm and they had this pile sitting there for years. They were glad enough to give me a couple scoops and load my truck with a machine so I didn't have to shovel in. You eat it like a potato, but they say it's got a nice nutty flavor like a sunflower seed kernel. But I haven't had it yet, so I'm only going on theory from what I was told and read. But we're going to let you know when we get them. We're going to harvest them and cook them up, and we'll tell you how they taste. But there's some more beans and corn. And then some tomato plants. I forget the name of that, but that's that big pink variety. See if we can zoom it in there and read the tag. I think it's like a pink heirloom. Yeah, pink. Stop the camera from shaking. Brandywine, that's what they are. And then that one over there, I think might be another early girl. And then in the corner there, that's watermelon. And then we got some beans up top there with some more sweet corn. And then there's asparagus in here. I've harvested quite a bit of that so far, but I'm letting these go to fern to build the root ball up. But this is what happens when you plant one little mint plant. This is a spearmint variety all over the garden. It didn't even die off over the winter.
There's a bunch over here that are like 12 inches long.
It's growing outside of the garden over here. We had to weed it back. And what I got here are like sugar snap peas, snow peas. You eat the whole pod. And cucumbers. We're going to put up this trellis here we made last year. And these carrots, we never dug them out last year. And we're in New Jersey. They're still growing. What we decided to do is, this is a rainbow variety. From white to purple, yellow, orange. We're going to let these go to seed. You can see they're stalking up pretty good. And then we're going to harvest all the seeds for planting in the future. And then these are my dandelions for my dandelion greens I have in my garden. And then there's an experiment I'm doing. Every couple days they try to flower and I pull the flowers off and I break them off. And our strawberries, you can see we got one coming in already. One little red strawberry starting. And we planted potatoes in here. A lot of them didn't grow. And we bought potatoes in the store to plant. We found out they treat them with something so they don't sprout. so they last longer. And I think that's why they all didn't sprout, but there's some coming up. I think they'll grow eventually. They're just going to be late. I had some red potatoes that were already sprouting, so I put them in here just recently, a week or so ago. I'd imagine they'll be breaking through. But check out my dandelions. Look how big the leaves are on a dandelion. You see that? I put my hand in there for view. Look. And I got large hands. Here's that red leaf lettuce. Grew from last year. It never died off. And my dandelion leaves are just about as big. I'm letting them grow and I keep pulling the leaves off, and then we're going to have a salad sample and see how they are. They're supposed to be very healthy for you. And you see this asparagus here. I think this is going to grow a seed coming off the stalk. Anybody knows, leave it in the comments. But I'm going to say I think that's a seed pod. If it is, I'm going to collect them. And then in between the blocks, we planted eggplant, cabbage, more eggplant. This is the only green bell pepper on the property, I think. And then this is a red one probably. Cabbage, zucchini, and I got oregano yet. We're going to plant there in the corner. That's Greek oregano. So if I stand back and give you a nice view of what we got going on in the backyard here. This is what it looks like. We got this fence here in the back, the wooden ones where the berry bushes are. Then there's this garden we put in last year. And with all this crap going on, I got a rude awakening when I went to the grocery store with access to thousands of dollars in my bank account, and I couldn't buy food for my family or fresh produce. So we're going old school on them. We're going to grow it, can it, freeze it, preserve it. And up in my camper, you remember the camper from the camper traveling videos, 40 days and 40 nights around the US? I've got that many seedlings on the dinette in my camper growing up there with a grow light over them too, where I'm going to find space out here in the yard. You see how we have this L here in between the gardens? That's just like a walkway that's a pain to mow, and it blows the clippings up from the mower in the garden. What we're going to do is we're going to move this fence. We're going to disconnect it in the back there and take this fence along here, and we're going to come straight across here and then down this side here, and we're going to remove this other fence. So we're going to fence this whole big area in. What we're going to do is we're going to lay cardboard out on this walkway we left, and we're going to fill it all in with mulch and make it all garden here in the next couple weeks. I lost my real job because I refused to drive a truck with bad brakes. In here we got potatoes and beets planted with a flower. So I'm out of work, so I'm putting my time to use. We got our pear tree here. We have this garden here. I got a couple tomato plants I'm going to put in where they set. And some burpless cucumbers back here too we planted. And then I got these buckets that are all got potatoes in them, but they all didn't sprout. But I replanted them all with red ones that are sprouting, so they're going to catch up soon, I think. And there's cabbage and carrots. There's Swiss chard. Some of them got cucumbers in them. These got beets and the potato plant that's growing already. And then here, you can plant with little space, and you can move them around even if you want with a hand truck. We just filled these with compost we got. This is cabbage or broccoli or cauliflower, I don't remember what. And then we got onions and carrots. And then Swiss chard with a slug on it. We can get rid of him. And then I believe these are morning glories. They're volunteers. This one looks good, but no potatoes yet. See some Swiss chard, some carrots. I think these are cauliflower or broccoli. Onions. We pick these green onions and use them as they are sometimes. A couple more of these pots. pretty much the same variety of seeds. These are all those 20 cents a packet seeds I was telling you about. 20 cents a packet. So